Welcome back. Our next guest is Tom Evans, the founder and CEO of BleepBleeps. Welcome, Tom.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome.
So to start off, why don't you begin by telling us a little about your entrepreneurial journey, should we call it, which seems to have been quite international. We've got San Francisco here, Qatar, China.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing with creating connected hardware is it's a bit of a sort of global game, really. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, the BleepBleeps journey has taken me far and wide. Shenzhen was very interesting. So that's the Silicon Valley of hardware.
Right, I didn't know that, but that's good to know.
There's a great Wired film about Shenzhen, which is fascinating. So we get to go and hang out there and talk to our manufacturers and make the products awesome, which is a real experience. And also just being involved with kind of M-Health and stuff like that. I was lucky enough to exhibit at the World Innovation Summit for Health in Doha, and met the Queen of Qatar, which was interesting, and the Duke of York, and yeah.
And you dressed up as a doctor with your wife in San Francisco?
Yeah, that was a weird one. I got the opportunity to speak at the launch conference in San Francisco, and it's 10,000 people, big stage, and you have to have someone to drive the presentation in the background. And so I chose my wife rather than an engineer. It seemed like more fun to take my wife to San Francisco than one of the team.
Of course.
So she was pressing the buttons. But at that time when we pitched, I'm not doing it today, we used to wear sort of crazy doctor's outfits. And so she had to wear that too, humiliatingly, with some sort of zany glasses and some white coats in front of all these people.
Great. Anyway, hopefully you're still married. Yeah.
Just skin of the teeth.
Good. Yeah. Shall we watch your video? Let's watch your video.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Tom, are you ready to pitch?
I am indeed.
You've got 8 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm Tom from BleepBleeps. I'm here to present to you guys our investor presentation. So really simple question. What's the most important thing in the world? Now, I'm pretty biased, I've got kids, but even those of you that don't have kids can really appreciate, I think, that probably the most important thing in the world is family. I believe there's a real opportunity here to create some amazing experiences and make life easier for parents, and that's why I started BleepBleeps. We're a startup that's really focused on the challenges and struggles faced by parents every day, and those of you that are parents will understand there's a lot of struggles and challenges every day. And more importantly, I think we are trying to tackle this area faced by millennial parents, so parents that grew up with a smartphone at the centre of their lives. They expect devices and objects to be connected. They expect them to be beautifully designed and have a great sort of utilitarian aspect to them. And BleepBleeps is that addressing that need. So it's a huge market. Actually, the market is growing, 28% compound annual growth, and also that's set to grow to $121 billion by 2025. There's actually 10 million births a year in North America and Western Europe, so there's a whole influx of customers each year to this market. And we all know the kind of energy around Internet of Things and connected products is a real groundswell of consumer demand for that category. So our answer is BleepBleeps, a suite of connected devices and products that make parenting easier and a little bit more magic. We call it Smart Family as a category. You'll notice that each of our products has a face and a name and a story. They kind of look cute and cool. That's strategic, and I'll explain a bit more about that later. But essentially, each one of our products helps parents with a different aspect of parenting and challenges every day. So just to run you through the different products, we've got Sammy Screamer there, which is a smart motion alarm, so that helps you keep an eye on your kids and connects to your phone. So when she moves, she bleeps and sends a notification to your smartphone. So it helps you keep an eye on your stuff and your kids around the house and out and about. Susie Snooze, the orange cylinder there, is actually a smart nightlight. And I think those of you that are parents will know that sleep is the biggest commodity when you have a young family, and how much sleep they're getting, how much sleep you're getting. Susie Snooze is actually a nightlight that actually gets your kids to sleep. So we worked with an Oxford University sleep scientist and a very famous electronic music producer to create an experience, sort of lullaby and animated light sequences that actually induce sleepy feelings in kids and adults too, actually. So Susie Snooze is a smart nightlight, a sleep soother, and also if you connect it to your phone, she's an audio baby monitor too. So 3 products in one. Our next product is Benjamin Brush, and it's really hard to get kids to brush their teeth. It's even harder to get them to brush their teeth for 2 minutes. So Benjamin is a smart music toothbrush. He hooks up to Spotify and plays any song in the world for 2 minutes while your kids brush their teeth. And also we do him in an adult size as well, so the whole family can brush and dance at the same time. Most families buy a thermometer. It's just a fact of life. When you have kids, you start to, they get poorly, you need to take temperature. So our version of that is Tony Temper. He's a smart contactless thermometer. This yellow guy here with a kind of orange beak. And then we do some tracking devices. So Lily Loco and Tommy Time are wearables that track your kids' location through GPS and cellular. And then Hungry Henry is a smart feed warmer. So you've probably seen families and mums on the go trying to feed their kids, heating up milk in a cafe and stuff like that. Henry is actually a kind of smart thermos that actually heats your feed to the right temperature at the right time. So connects and syncs up with the nutrition diary on our phone, on our app, and then pings you when it's lunchtime, and then your feed is ready to deliver to your kids. And our last product, Andy Cam, which is the most successful product, I suppose, in this category, is video baby monitors. So our version of that is Andy Cam. We call him a family camera because he's actually a smart video baby monitor, but also if you pick him up, you can film with him on the go, like a kid's GoPro almost. So that's the suite of products. We've got a roadmap for those products. We've shipped about 2.5 of those products so far, and we've got big plans for the rest of them. I guess to talk a little bit about the design strategy here, my experience when I had kids was, being someone that was very design savvy. My background is design and creativity. Being a new dad, I was faced with just a sea of sort of beige, boring devices, and really, I think BleepBleeps was created as an antidote to that, really. If you care about what stuff looks like, you care about design, and also kids find our products really appealing as well. So we really differentiate ourselves through design, and you can see there that sort of Boston matrix of where we sit in. We're a kind of mass premium product compared to the rest of our competitors. And ultimately, we're creating a parenting AI, I guess. So all of our products create a certain amount of data through the usage and our customers' behavior. And the idea is that we'll get a whole bunch of data from our products, also data from a family's connected devices, and we'll be able to represent that data back to the user so that they can get some meaningful insight, it would be really useful if you can track how much your kids are brushing their teeth or how much sleep your kids are getting, and actually maybe compare that even with yourselves, how much sleep are mum and dad getting compared to your kids. So we see that as a really useful, I guess, ecosystem of hardware and software working together to make parenting easier. So the different sorts of data that we'll be able to harvest anonymously from our devices are family data and mobile and device data. So sleep is a huge thing, so brushing data, also temperature data and wellness, and also sort of content metadata around the imagery that our video devices create. Also nutrition data, so how often you're feeding your kids and how much, and also location data, so where your kids are, how often they're at school, that kind of thing, all presented back and owned by the user, I might add, and all private, obviously, and all able to be opted out of by the user too. So that is ultimately going to manifest itself in some kind of dashboard. We call it a dashboard for a family's health and well-being, yeah, that really excited about working on that at the moment. Our operating model is really simple. We have a manufacturing cost and device sales, but we're also going to sell digital services too, storage and tracking, and ultimately the revenue is generated from device sales and subscription services around those digital services. We've built up a pretty hardcore logistics framework of resources where we have all of our products are made in Shenzhen, a number of factories managed by a manufacturing agent that's also an investor in our brand and our business. So that's all managed out of Shenzhen, and then comes into Hong Kong and is distributed to our US distribution centres and our UK and Europe distribution centres in South Carolina and Bournemouth. All the brand, marketing and design is produced in London in the UK, and we have some remote developers and engineers around the world too. And then from those warehouses, our products are shipped either direct to customer or to retail customers in those different regions. The roadmap we have is pretty simple. About every 6 to 9 months we'll ship a new product. Sammy and Susie have shipped already. We're shipping Benjamin very soon. Then we're going to move on to Andy Cam, which is the family camera and video baby monitor, followed up every 6 to 9 months by the rest of our products. We're working through the sort of complex maze of modern marketing. So my background is marketing, and so yeah, we are I guess gaming this kind of system of discovery and conversion like everyone else is at the moment. And really strong team across technology, marketing and myself. And in terms of opportunity, we've been working on a deal with Best Buy now for a long time, and I'm pleased to say that we're almost live in the Best Buy stores in the US. We've done some early retail tests in the UK, in Harrods and the Conran shop. We're also talking to the direct channels like QVC, and working on our sort of Amazon listings and conversion and positioning. So thanks for listening, thanks very much. That was my pitch, and look forward to hearing your questions.
Thank you, Tom. Paul, have you got any questions?
Well, firstly, just congratulations, because I think you talked a lot about design in there, and I think the designs are great. I mean, it's clear that it's a premium product, and I think you've definitely succeeded on that front. I guess the first question I'd ask is just around regulation. You were selling kids products, I assume reasonably highly regulated, especially in the US, especially sounds like some of the products, certainly on the roadmap, are starting to get more towards feeding, heating, even med tech around temperatures. I mean, is there high approval thresholds for this kind of thing?
Yeah, approval is an issue. Some of the things we're working through at the moment. So, for example, our first product, Sammy Screamer, was the Global Toy Directive, which means it's safe from birth upwards. So we saw that a lot of babies tend to just munch it, so we thought we better make better make it kind of, you know, safe. So in terms of the plastic and materials we use, it's safe from birth upwards. And then there's CE marked, which is sort of self-regulated standards for manufacturing. And then there is some of our devices, like the thermometer, will be medical devices, sort of type 2A medical devices. So they're not actually invasive, which is the kind of hardcore one, but they are diagnostic sometimes. So also with our devices like the thermometer, we give people the option to actually adhere to different regions. So you might want to adhere to the NHS guidelines for temperature tracking, or you might want to adhere to the FDA. So we put the onus on the customer to choose how they want to use our devices. So yeah, regulation is an issue, but it's something that we're working through.
Yeah, like Paul said, I mean, the design of your products is amazing, very impressive. Have you won any awards for your products?
Yeah, we've won a whole bunch of awards actually. Thank you for asking. We've won Best Consumer Products for Suzy Snooze, which is a sort of Core 77 Product Design Award. And we beat Google to that award actually, which is I'm quite proud of. We've got slightly less resources than Google. So
what was their product?
It was the Google Daydream, the kind of VR
right.
headset, and that was silver and we were gold, so that was cool. We're also Wired Best Baby Monitor 2019 and Made for Mums award as well. So, you know, it's really important to me that we not only win the design awards, Wired, but also awards judged by parents as well, because that's, you know, ultimately they're our customers. So I'm hoping that, you know, not only do our products look great, but they work really well as well. That's really important.
And has Suzy Snooze, did it work on your own children? Did you try it on your own children?
Funnily enough, it does. My son is slightly older than probably the target market. He'd probably be really embarrassed for me to say that he's 9 and he still uses a Suzy Snooze now. So, but yes, both of our kids really were the inspiration for all the products, because as a dad, I would come across problems through teeth brushing or sleep or location tracking or stuff like that and go, wouldn't it be great if there was a product for that? So yeah, Suzy Snooze certainly gets your kids to sleep for the majority of kids that we've encountered, and certainly works with my kids. So yeah.
It's the best advert.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll ask the boring financial one. You talked a little bit about your manufacturing in China. How are you sort of managing the lead times in that, the minimum order quantities, and trying to make sure you're staying on top of your cash flow really from an inventory perspective? Yeah,
sure. That's a really good question. You know, hardware is notoriously capital intensive, we use a number of strategies to help smooth those bumps out. We use crowdfunding a lot. So all 3 of our products that we've launched so far, we've funded on Kickstarter. So they were all funded in 24 hours, and that gives us our first batch of manufacturing cash. Also, you know, the relationship with our manufacturer is super important. You know, they tend to be a bit of a bank for you when you're a small company like us. And I'm really happy to say that our manufacturer is actually an investor in our products and brand. And so he's a true partner. And so we get very favourable terms from him. And, you know, someone like Best Buy we're talking to, they have these horrendous terms where they don't pay you for sort of 60 or 90 days. And so he helps us smooth that kind of bridge that gap, essentially.
That's good. Tom, I think that's all we've got time for. But thank you very much for coming on today.
My pleasure, thank you.
If you'd like to find out more about Tom's company, BleepBleeps, you can do so on Crowdcube. That's crowdcube.com.